Today we're diving into the tantalizing world of female desire. We'll explore the subtle and not-so-subtle signs that she's been having some sexual thoughts about you. From the way she looks at you to the topics she brings up in conversation, these cues will help you decode her sensual signals and give you a glimpse into her innermost fantasies. Before we start, anyone looking to revamp their dating approach? Click the link below for a free 60-minute strategy call with one of our coaches. Now let's dive in. 1. She playfully bites her lip. One of the most classic and unmistakable signs of sensual interest is when a woman playfully bites her lip while looking at you. This simple yet alluring gesture is a powerful nonverbal cue that suggests she's feeling a strong physical attraction and is lost in thought about the possibilities of being intimate with you. When a woman bites her lip, it draws attention to her mouth and can be a subconscious invitation for kissing and other sensual activities. It's a way of highlighting her own desirability, while also hinting at the pleasurable experiences she's imagining with you. Pay attention to the context and the way she's looking at you when she bites her lip. Is there a mischievous glint in her eye? Does she hold your gaze for a moment longer than usual? These additional cues can further confirm that her thoughts have taken a sensual turn. If you notice her biting her lip while looking at you, take it as a promising sign of her attraction. However, remember to approach the situation with respect and tact. Use this knowledge to build upon your existing connection and create opportunities for more intimate moments together. By being attentive to her signals and responding in a way that makes her feel safe and respected, you can create a space for your mutual desires to flourish. 2. She mentions how good you look in certain clothes. When a woman has been thinking about you in a sensual way, she may start paying extra attention to your appearance and making specific comments about how good you look in certain clothes. This could be anything from complimenting the way a particular shirt accentuates your physique to mentioning how a certain color brings out your eyes. These comments are more than just casual observations. They're a way for her to express her physical attraction to you and hint at the fact that she's been noticing and appreciating your body. By drawing attention to specific elements of your appearance, she's signaling that she's been thinking about you in a more intimate context. Pay attention to the specificity and frequency of her compliments. If she consistently mentions how great you look in a certain outfit or style, it's a good indication that she's been fantasizing about seeing you in or out of those clothes. When responding to these compliments, accept them graciously and consider returning the favor by noticing and appreciating elements of her appearance that you find attractive. This mutual exchange of admiration can help build a sense of intimacy and create a foundation for more sensual interactions in the future. Remember, her comments about your appearance are a window into her private thoughts and desires, so treat them with the attention and respect they deserve. 3. Staring at you when you're not looking. Have you ever caught her staring at you from across the room when she thought you weren't looking? This is a major sign that she's been having sensual thoughts about you. When a woman is attracted to someone, she may find herself unconsciously drawn to them, stealing glances and admiring them from afar. These secret gazes are a way for her to indulge in her fantasies and appreciate your physical presence without the pressure of direct interaction. She may let her eyes linger on your body, tracing the lines of your face, or imagining what it would be like to be closer to you. If you catch her in the act of staring, take note of her reaction. Does she quickly look away and pretend to be focused on something else? Or does she hold your gaze for a moment before smiling and turning away? These reactions can give you insight into the depth of her attraction and the intensity of her thoughts. To encourage her interest, try catching her eye and holding her gaze for a few seconds longer than usual. This subtle nonverbal exchange can create a sense of intimacy and understanding, letting her know that you're aware of and reciprocate her interest. By creating these moments of connection, you open the door for more explicit conversations and explorations of your mutual desires. 4. Bringing up sexual topics casually. When a woman has been thinking about you in a sensual way, she may start to incorporate sexual topics into your conversations, even if you haven't discussed them before. This could be anything from casually mentioning an article she read about sexual health to sharing a personal anecdote about a past sexual experience. By bringing up these topics, she's testing the waters to see how you react and gauging your comfort level with discussing sex and intimacy. She may also be trying to create a sense of shared intimacy by sharing personal details and inviting you to do the same. Pay attention to the way she brings up these topics. Is she nervous and hesitant or confident and direct? Her approach can give you insight into her level of comfort and the intensity of her desires. When responding to these conversational cues, it's essential to be open, honest, and respectful. Avoid judgmental language or crude remarks, and instead focus on creating a safe, non-judgmental space for her to express herself. Show genuine interest in her thoughts and experiences, and be willing to share your own perspectives when appropriate. By engaging in these conversations with maturity and respect, you create a foundation of trust and understanding that can pave the way for more intimate explorations in the future. If you're enjoying today's tips on dating, don't forget to like and comment. For a deeper transformation, consider our free 60-minute strategy call. You'll learn how to meet more women and date with newfound confidence. Click the link in the pinned comment to reserve your session. 5. She often mentions your hands. One of the more subtle signs that she's been having sensual thoughts about you is when she starts to pay particular attention to your hands. She may compliment their strength, dexterity, or appearance, or make comments about how they would feel in certain situations. These comments are often a veiled way of expressing her desire to feel your touch on her body. Hands are incredibly intimate and sensual, and the thought of being caressed or held by someone we're attracted to can be a powerful aphrodisiac. Pay attention to the context in which she mentions your hands. Does she talk about how strong they look when you're carrying something heavy? Or does she comment on how gentle they seem when you're handling something delicate? These specificities can give you insight into the particular fantasies she's been having. When responding to these comments, try to balance confidence and respect. Acknowledge her compliments graciously, and consider finding appropriate opportunities to reciprocate with respectful, consensual touch. This could be as simple as placing your hand on the small of her back as you walk through a crowded room, or offering a comforting touch on her arm during an emotional conversation. 6. She shares erotic literature or articles. In the digital age, one of the ways a woman might hint at her sensual thoughts about you is by sharing erotic literature or articles with sexual content. This could come in the form of a link to a blog post about sexual techniques, a news article about a study on intimacy, or even a piece of erotic fiction. By sharing this content with you, she's not only indicating that she's comfortable discussing sexual topics, but also that she's been thinking about you in a sexual context. The content she shares can give you insight into her specific interests and fantasies, and may even be a way of gauging your reaction and receptiveness to exploring those fantasies together. 7. She brings up topics of sexual health. When a woman has been thinking about you in a sensual way, she may start to bring up topics related to sexual health in your conversations. This could include mentioning regular checkups with her gynecologist, discussing the importance of using protection, or sharing her thoughts on maintaining a healthy and active sex life. By bringing up these topics, she's signaling that she sees you as a potential sexual partner and wants to ensure that both of you prioritize your well-being. It's a way of showing that she's responsible and mature when it comes to intimacy, and that she values open communication about these important issues. When engaging in these conversations, it's crucial to match her level of maturity and responsibility. Share your own views on sexual health and demonstrate that you, too, prioritize safety and well-being in your intimate relationships. Use these discussions as an opportunity to establish a foundation of trust and mutual care. Remember, conversations about sexual health can be vulnerable and require a high level of comfort. Be respectful of her boundaries and avoid making assumptions or judgments based on the information she shares. Instead, focus on creating a supportive, understanding environment where both of you feel safe discussing these important topics. By handling these conversations with care and respect, you show her that you're someone she can trust with her most intimate thoughts and desires. 8. She mentions erotic dreams. One of the most explicit signs that she's been having sexual thoughts about you is when she starts to mention erotic dreams she's had that involve you. This could come in the form of a subtle hint, like mentioning that she had a dream about you without going into details, or a more direct confession of the sensual nature of the dream. Sharing erotic dreams is a deeply intimate and vulnerable act. It requires a high level of trust and comfort, as well as a willingness to be open about one's deepest desires. When a woman shares this type of information with you, it's a clear sign that she's been fantasizing about you and is eager to explore those fantasies in real life. When responding to these confessions, it's essential to be respectful, open-minded, and appreciative. Acknowledge the trust she's placing in you by sharing these private thoughts, and express your own interest and excitement if you feel the same way. Use it as an opportunity to have a frank, intimate discussion about your mutual desires and boundaries. 9. She uses a sultry tone. Pay close attention to the way her voice changes when she's talking to you, especially during conversations that venture into more intimate or personal territory. When a woman has been having sensual thoughts about you, she may unconsciously or consciously lower her voice and adopt a more sultry, seductive tone. This change in voice is a way of conveying her desire and creating a sense of intimacy and closeness, even if you're not physically close to each other. It's a subtle form of vocal foreplay, designed to draw you in and make you feel more connected to her. When you notice her voice becoming lower and more seductive, take it as a sign that she's feeling a strong attraction to you in that moment. Respond in kind by matching her tone and energy, while still being respectful and appropriate for the setting. Use these moments of vocal intimacy to build anticipation and create a sense of shared excitement. However, be mindful of her comfort level and don't push for more than she's ready to give. Let the sensual tension build naturally, and trust that if the attraction is mutual, there will be opportunities to explore it further in the future. Remember, a sultry voice is just one piece of the puzzle when it comes to building a deep, intimate connection with someone. 10. She engages in sensory descriptions. When a woman has been having sensual thoughts about you, she may start to use more descriptive language related to the senses when talking about you or your interactions. This could involve mentioning how good you smell, commenting on the texture of your clothing, or describing the way your touch makes her feel. By engaging in this type of sensory language, she's revealing the depth of her attraction and the intensity of her fantasies. She's not just thinking about you in an abstract sense, but is imagining the concrete, tangible details of being close to you. Pay attention to the specifics of her descriptions. Does she mention a particular scent that she associates with you? Does she describe the way your hand felt when it brushed against hers? These details can give you insight into the particular ways in which she's been fantasizing about you. When responding to these sensory descriptions, show appreciation and engage in the same type of language. Share your own sensory experiences and let her know that you, too, have been noticing and appreciating the little details of your interactions. By creating a shared language of sensory exploration, you build a sense of intimacy and understanding that goes beyond words. You're creating a private world of sensation and pleasure that only the two of you inhabit. 11. She mentions feeling warm around you. Physical reactions can often be telling signs of attraction, and one that may come up in conversation is a feeling of warmth or flushing when in your presence. If she mentions feeling hot or flushed when she's around you, or comments on how you seem to radiate heat, it could be a sign that she's experiencing a strong physical response to your presence. This feeling of warmth is often the result of increased blood flow, which can be triggered by excitement, arousal, and attraction. By mentioning it to you, she's letting you know that her body is reacting to you in a powerful way, even if she doesn't explicitly state the reason. When she brings up these physical sensations, respond with curiosity and interest. Ask her to describe the feeling in more detail, and share any similar experiences you may have had. This can create a sense of shared intimacy and understanding, and open the door for more explicit conversations about attraction and desire. However, be cautious not to overinterpret or push for more than she's comfortable sharing. Physical reactions can be intense and personal, and it's important to respect her boundaries and let her guide the pace of the conversation. 12. She talks about private settings. When a woman has been thinking about you in a sexual way, she may start to steer conversations towards topics related to privacy and intimacy. She might mention how much she enjoys quiet, cozy environments, or express a preference for one-on-one interactions over group settings. These comments could be her way of hinting that she craves more intimate time with you, away from the distractions and pressures of the outside world. By emphasizing her love for private, personal settings, she's creating a mental image of the two of you together in a space where you can connect on a deeper level. When engaging in these conversations, express your own appreciation for intimacy and privacy. Share stories of times when you felt particularly close to someone in a private setting, or describe your ideal environment for deep, meaningful conversations. 13. She hints at being alone together. One of the clearest signs that she's been having sexual thoughts about you is when she starts to suggest scenarios or situations where the two of you could be alone together. This could be as subtle as mentioning a new restaurant she'd like to try with you, or as direct as inviting you over to her place for a private dinner. These suggestions are her way of creating opportunities for intimacy and connection, away from the eyes and influences of others. She's imagining what it would be like to have you all to herself, and is taking steps to make that fantasy a reality. When she makes these suggestions, respond with enthusiasm and interest, but also with respect for her comfort level. Let her know that you appreciate the invitation and that you value the opportunity to spend quality time together. However, avoid pushing for more than she's explicitly offering, or making assumptions about what being alone together could entail. Instead, focus on creating a safe, comfortable environment where both of you can relax and be yourselves. Use this time to deepen your connection through meaningful conversation, shared laughter, and genuine appreciation for each other's company. 14. She talks about your strength. When a woman has been having sensual thoughts about you, she may start to comment on your physical strength or how safe and protected she feels in your presence. These comments are often a way of expressing her attraction to your masculine energy and her desire to feel sheltered and cared for by you. By mentioning your strength, she's not just acknowledging your physical prowess, but also hinting at the emotional and psychological security she associates with you. She's imagining what it would feel like to be held by you, to be enveloped in your arms, and to surrender to your protective presence. When responding to these comments, show appreciation for her trust and vulnerability. Let her know that you value her sense of safety and that you take your role as a protector seriously. 15. She likes your photos enthusiastically. In the digital age, social media can be a powerful tool for gauging someone's interest and attraction. If you notice that she consistently likes, comments on, or engages with your photos on social media platforms, it could be a sign that she's been thinking about you in a more than friendly way. Pay attention to the types of photos she engages with most enthusiastically. Are they pictures that highlight your physical features, like your smile or your physique? Or are they images that showcase your personality, interests, or accomplishments? Her focus can give you clues about the specific aspects of you that she finds most attractive. When you notice her engaging with your photos, reciprocate by showing appreciation for her own posts and online presence. Like and comment on her pictures, and use it as an opportunity to start conversations and deepen your connection. However, be careful not to read too much into online interactions or assume that they necessarily translate to real-life attraction. Use her social media engagement as one piece of the puzzle, but continue to focus on building a genuine, in-person connection. Remember, her enthusiasm for your online presence is a reflection of her interest and attraction to you. Use it as a starting point for deeper, more meaningful interactions, both online and off. So now that you know how to spot those signs, what's next for you? Discover what every woman wants but never asks for, or learn what she's thinking when she stares at you. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more.